Now the back of my garden is bordered by a line of trees, and this creates a natural corridor between my neighbours' houses and the copse opposite, and this in turn creates a great place for insects and moths to buzz along, attracting a number of bats later in the day. So I thought I'd try a bat detector which converts the high frequency bat noises into a frequency which humans can hear, just to get an idea of exactly how many bats and which type of bat use this feeding ground. As well as this, I thought I'd go one step further and put up a bat box in a good spot and see if we can attract some bats that we can observe using a concealed camera which I'll hook up to the home security system. And here is the Magenta Bat4 Bat Detector. It's handheld, it's very light, it comes with a strap so that you don't drop it in the dark. On the top we have an LED torch, which is very useful in the dark, and two ultrasound detectors, and these ultrasound detectors are non-directional, so you have to point it towards the bats for the best effect. Underside we have two sockets. There's one here for headphones and one for a low-level recorder, so you can plug this device directly into, say, a video recorder or a sound recorder, which is a great idea. On the side we have the switch for the LED torch and the volume slider as well. When you activate the volume slider, you'll notice a little green LED which illuminates the frequency dial, and that's a great idea, having it green, because that doesn't destroy your night vision. Now there are 18 different types of bat in the UK, and they each have a different frequency range that they communicate with, and I found if you set it to 50 Hz straight off, 50 kilohertz straight away, you'll pick up most of the species of bat that you will come across. And then with a little bit of tweaking later on, as you get used to it, you'll be able to pick them up a little bit clearer. 55 kilohertz is a good place to start, because the most common bat in the UK is the pipistrelle bat, and that 55 kilohertz picks it up perfectly well. I think the only downside to this, if I turn the volume up a little bit, is the hiss. And obviously if you're stood in the middle of a field in the dark, that hiss can be a little bit attention seeking. So maybe the Bat5 detector will have a bit of a suppressor on it. But I found that if you just stick a pair of headphones in, then you can stand in the middle of a field and you don't disturb any other wildlife or any other people. But otherwise it's a very good detector. I bought the bat detector together with a bat box, and the bat box needs to be fixed high up on a wall or a tree, out of reach of predators. And it should be placed in a sheltered spot where it can be warmed by the evening sun, so a westerly facing wall is perfect. The bats can then warm up a little bit before they take flight. I put a tiny CCTV camera into my bat box and connected it up to the home CCTV before placing it, so that I can watch their progress without disturbing them. Remember that bats are protected, and it is an offence to disturb them, and once the bat box has been positioned, you must leave it alone, especially once bats have started roosting in it. So put some thought into the position beforehand. When considering the position of a bat box, bear in mind that bats will poop out of the box, and whilst there's no risk to humans, you may not want to position it over a conservatory, for instance. As bats are most visible at twilight, when the sky still has a little bit of light in it, spotting bat silhouettes at this time of night will prepare you for which direction to point the detector. Bats emerge from hibernation in the UK in early spring looking for food, and they give birth to a single pup around about this time. They will be active from early spring through to early winter, and in the late summer young bats will be on the wing catching their own insects, and it's an interesting time to use the bat detector in early winter when the males are using special mating calls to attract females. It's also around about this time that the young bats are looking for their own roosting spots for hibernation, so if you have put up a bat box, this is when you'd expect to see them being used for the first time. Bat boxes may need to age for a while before bats consider them for roosting, so don't be put off if they don't get used in the first year or two. I took my bat detector to Snowdonia in June, and we were lucky enough to have a warm period with masses of insects. And as you can hear, the local pipistrelles put on quite a display for me and the kids, flying right up to us and making quite a bit of noise. The Magenta Bat Detector is great fun for the kids and nature lovers alike. The Bat4 detector is relatively inexpensive and easy to use, so if you are a nature lover, get one and pop it in your rucksack. You may not realise exactly how many bats there are around where you live.